Hello. In today's video, I want to talk about one of the worst things that you can do when you have a desire and you are given a vision that you should avoid because it will cost you so much more in the end. So right now I'm sitting in my car and I was doing a little bit of journaling, and I actually want to share with you what I'm doing right now. I'm sitting in my car in front of a venue space because I was given a vision to host a women's empowerment retreat, conference, whatever you want to call it, right? And I got here early because I just wanted to journal and ground myself, because this is a very huge expansion for me. It's uh a big deal. Like, I've never done something like this before. I've hosted like photography workshops with my photography business a couple of years ago. I've hosted like pop-ups with other businesses, but I've never done something where I'm speaking, and it's gonna be big. And so I wanted to talk about how when God gives you a vision, it was given to you. And I know that that sounds pretty like, duh, Tina, but when God gives you a vision, it was given to you. And the worst thing that you can do, and something that we often do as human beings, I've seen me do it, I've seen a lot of people do it, is we will get the vision, we will get so excited, we will feel joy, we will feel just undeniable desire and peace, and we'll feel all these good things, and then the joy and excitement will start to turn into anxiety or feelings of, ooh, how is that going to work out? Or, ooh, am I sure? Like, am I hearing correctly? Like, am I sure? And instead of staying in that energy of joy, of peace, of excitement, of enthusiasm, we will go and call up the first person we can, text the first person we can to ask what they think, to ask if they think that this is going to be a good idea. Because we don't want to be reckless, we don't want to move too swiftly, we don't want to fall into a problem. But that is the problem, is we are making the desire, we are making the divine nudge, we are making the vision a problem. And who told us to do that? If God puts a desire in your heart, if the divine nudge appears and it keeps coming back and it keeps coming back, and the first hit was so powerful, why do you feel the need to put up roadblocks by looking for confirmation outside of yourself? Now, I do believe that people can confirm what you already know, but you should never look to other people to 100% confirm what has already been given to you. Because if it was for them, they would have gotten that divine nudge, but it was for you. And what I find to be so interesting is when we seek for confirmation outside of ourselves, when we go to other people and we're like, hey, what do you think about this? Or I really want to do it, but I'm not sure. And I like this idea, but I'm not sure. Whether it's to our partners, our loved ones, family, friends, whatever, 99% of people are going to lean in and agree with your uncertainty. They're going to lean in and agree with your anxiety because they love you and they don't want to see you put yourself in a dangerous position. They don't want to see you get hurt. They don't want to see you regret this decision. But at the end of the day, it's coming from a place of love and protection. But who told you that you need to be protected from God's divine nudge? Who said you need to be protected from this possible, beautiful, potential timeline that God has shown you, that is full of possibilities, that's full of expansion, that is going to change people's lives, that is going to make the world a better place, that may make your community better, that may spark other beautiful ripple effects because you moved on that divine nudge, you moved on that desire? and that vision. And I was journaling because, my friend actually texted me this morning. This is what prompt this video, was she texted me this morning and she was like, I really want to go to this women's intensive, but I'm not sure. I've got bills. I don't want to run up my credit card. I don't want to be reckless. And I had to voice note her back, and I was like, listen, I don't know your full situation. And I don't want to tell you, girl, run up that credit card, because I don't know all the ins and outs. So I am going to want to agree with the parts of you that's full of anxiety. But before you got into all the I don't knows, you said you were feeling desire. You woke up excited. You've had this on your heart for months. You're going to be devastated if you can't go. So why are you talking to me? Why do we look outside of ourselves for confirmation? And I realized so many of us were not encouraged as children to trust our intuition, to trust that still small voice, to trust our gut. But I'm here to tell you in this video, you can trust that. And instead of running to everybody else, first off, and second off, instead of getting the desire, getting the vision, and then immediately going into freak out mode and anxiety and panic, what would happen if you just stayed a little bit longer in that initial feeling of excitement, of passion, of joy? What if you stayed in that feeling for a little bit longer before it starts to flutter off into anxiety? Because anxiety sometimes is the same feeling as excitement. So what if we stayed a little bit longer in the energy of excitement, and we dropped in and took a deep breath and said, God, thank you so much. Thank you, Divine, for that beautiful vision. I have no clue how that's supposed to happen, because you and I both know the reality that I'm in. You and I both know the financial situation, where I live situation, what's possible situation. But thank you for showing me that timeline. Thank you for giving me that divine nudge. And what would happen if we stayed in that space a little longer? We would calm our nervous system, number one. Number two, we would be moving and grooving from a place of faith instead of fear. And we would not try to start to think that it's all in our power, because who said that? Like this women's conference that I want to put on, that I am going to put on because this has been in my heart. I can't do it all by myself. I don't have the finances to do it all myself. I don't have the support currently to do it all on my own. But you know what? I made that appointment to go in here. I made the appointment to come and look at the space. I found the email that I needed to reach out to. I am going in there. I've got my cute little coat. I've got my cute little purse. I did my makeup. I put a little necklace on. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to learn about what my options are, because that is walking step by step, little by little, off of faith. If I stayed in the fear and I asked everybody around me, hey, should I do this, but here's my circumstances, they're going to say, Tina, maybe not this year, because I'm getting married this year. There's a lot of things that are happening this year that are signs to say don't do it, slow down. But everything inside of me is saying, do it, go for it. Women need this. You need to do this. Like, this is what you got to do. This is where your energy should flow. And if I stayed in that fear, if I stayed in that, oh, well, it's not the right time, I don't know, God, you're going to have to hold up, because I know you gave me this divine vision, but I don't want it right now because I got all this over here. But when we think about the universe and the divine, and we think about what is reality, like, this is going to be one of the most expensive years I have had to date. Okay. A wedding is not cheap. Student loans, like making sure that I continue to work on my business and build that. These are all things that are like, you got to pay for where you live, all these things, maintaining. Life is not cheap, But I heard a concept recently about dust versus cloud with finances. And when we stay in the energy of always putting our mindset and our energy towards paying off debt, or everything is like, I can't move until X. Like I can't invest in this or invest in myself until I've wiped all my debt out. Or I can't move on this vision until I read 5 more books, watch 100 more YouTube videos of how to do it, because I'm not going to be ready, right? Like that's staying in a fear-based reality. That is dust. It's dusty. Cloud is having vision that's higher than you. It is seeing it as, even though, yes, I need to handle what needs to get handled, but can I use my imagination? Because I believe we were created in God's image. God created everything out of imagination. Can I use my imagination to figure out the right information, to learn what I don't know yet, to connect with people that I'm not connected to yet? The lady I'm going to go meet in here, I've never met her before in my life, but she is a part of the community that I live in. I'm about to expand my community. I'm about to expand my network by just going in here and just seeing what is possible. But I think a lot of times we are so afraid of rejection. We are so afraid of things not working out that we don't even want to try. We don't even want to lean into our inspiration, our God-given inspiration, our God-given gift to be creators, to transform our reality with a thought, with a decision. And so I journaled this morning because I was sending voice notes back and forth with another friend of mine, and she said back to me what I said. And you know how sometimes when you're talking, you don't really hear yourself until someone else maybe says back to you what you just said, and you're like, oh my God, dang, I said that, right? And this is what she said back to me. She said, I love what you said, Tina. She said, people may say to you, this may not work out. But she said, there is no, this won't work out. God gave me this vision. And the scarier thing is to not do what God has asked me to do. And I said that to her without even processing what I said. And then she said it back to me because it encouraged her so much. And that is the truth. We are so afraid. Like we let fear rule our lives. We let fear make us a slave. When we are liberated, we are free. But we aren't free if our minds stay in captivity. But we hold the key to release ourselves every single day with a decision. And so if you have a dream, if you have a vision, if you have a desire, and it keeps coming back, or let's say you woke up today and you're watching this video and you're like, oh my God, I just got this desire and I'm watching this, lean into that. And don't let fear make you a slave. Because at the end of the day, the divine nudge, the vision, all of those things are seeds that God wants you to plant and create your own beautiful forest, your own beautiful garden. But so many of us, we throw our seeds away because we're like, well, I don't know anything about gardening. I don't know anything about tending to a seed. I don't know anything about it. Okay, well, guess what? God will always provide us with support when we decide. God will always provide us with resources when we decide. God will always provide us with what we need when we decide. Because God has already decided by giving you that vision, by giving you that preview of what is possible for you. And another thing that we'll do is we'll get that divine nudge. We'll go tell everybody else, or we'll be like, oh, I'll help you do it, or I'd love for you to come on board. It all comes back to not trusting yourself and not trusting God. And so if you're watching this, I want you to know that the feeling of, I don't want to be reckless, I don't want to take a chance. I don't want to look crazy. You look crazier by not taking the seed that God has given you and planting it. By not taking the vision that God has given you and planting it and saying, God, I trust that you are going to help me to make this happen. God, I trust that you know more than me. And also, thank you so much, God, for seeing me as the girl, as the guy that you want to use to manifest this vision through. Thank you so much that I am created in your image. I'm a goddess, okay? I'm a goddess because I'm created in God's image. So there is nothing that's impossible. There's nothing that's impossible. And I'll leave you with this. There's a song that I love so much. It's called Reckless Love of God. And the lyrics go, oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. How it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I may not deserve it. I didn't earn it. But still, God gave his life away. And the part where it says leaves the 99, I think about the concept that many are called and few are chosen. Every single person is called. Every single person is given a divine nudge. Every single person is given a desire. Every single person is given a purpose, a beautiful vision for a future that is the highest timeline for them. Every single person. But only 1% is going to answer that call and say, I choose me, send me. I tap in. I want to be a part of this beautiful, beautiful vision. Send me. I want to be the one. I want to be a creator like you, God. I want to be a goddess. I want to be a god. I want to be a physical manifestation of what God can do on this planet. But if you choose and you continue to choose to say, no, I'm not going to answer the call. Should I answer the call, guys? It's ringing. Should I answer the call? Oh, you don't think I should because I'm busy? Okay, I'm not going to answer the call. But at the end of the day, God gives all of us free will. But every single person is called. But will you answer? Will you move on faith? Will you lean into love? Because you understand that God's love for you is reckless. So the answers, the way that this vision is going to come to pass, it's going to be a little reckless. It's going to be a little unexpected. But sometimes when you're creating something, it looks a little crazy until it's not. It seems impossible until it's done. And I've seen so many times in my life where God has used me to be a physical manifestation of what's possible, where my life miracles have shown up. And it's so much easier to want everyone else's validation, everybody else's input, everybody else telling you, yeah, do it. But sometimes God may want you to just decide first. Can you decide first? Lean into love, lean into that joy, lean into that excitement, and stay a little bit longer. And before you let anxiety and all the crazy start to come in and wreck your world, ask God to provide you with the help that you need to make the vision come true. Because it will show up. I will tell you that right now. It will show up. And you, my friend, if you're watching this video, you are a resourceful, talented, brilliant, capable, competent individual, or you wouldn't have had that download. You wouldn't have had that divine nudge. You are the person that this vision is meant to be manifested from. But you have got to believe that first. You have to believe it first. Because the minute you step into, I believe this is who I am, this is the identity that I'm choosing to step into, honey, the floodgates will open. and you will shock yourself. You'll shock people around you, and the testimonies that will flow from your embodiment, from your obedience, from your trust in God. It will be like nothing you could have ever come up with on your own. So I hope this video inspired you. I hope that this video found you well. And if God has given you a seed, if God has given you a vision, don't make it wrong. Don't call it reckless. Don't call it dumb. Don't call it foolish. God is not dumb. God is not reckless. Well, God is a little reckless, but God is not dumb. God doesn't need you to make the vision wrong. God just needs you to say, I agree and I do want to do this. And everything else will show up. But it starts with you deciding and you saying, yes, I am the one. I answer the call. Choose me. Anyhow, my friend, thank you so much for watching this video. Leave me a comment down below if there's a vision that you have inside of your heart that you've been thinking about. Maybe it's a fresh vision. Maybe it's a fresh seed that was just planted on your heart. Leave it below and know that you are supported beyond anything you could ever imagine. And I'm excited for you. I'm rooting for you. You have angels supporting you. You have the divine supporting you. The entire universe is working for your good. But it starts with you deciding that you get to have this. It starts with you deciding that you are the one for this beautiful, beautiful physical manifestation of all of this. And I will tell you, there's stuff that will come up. There are definitely going to be moments where you're like, oh, this is a crazy roller coaster. But if you can stay in that joyous energy of like, oh my God, but it's fun, you can't lose. You can't, because that joy is going to compound. That energy, you're going to start glowing. People are going to start saying, something's different about that man. Something different about that woman. I want to be a part of what they have going on. There is something magnetic. There is something charismatic. What is that? That is God on you. That is joy on you. That is you walking in your purpose. That is you in alignment with the highest timeline that God has for you. So, I'm rooting for you. I'll see you in the next video, and thank you for watching.